Good morning, it's almost 6:15 here in Germany, and the only time I have to make a short video, and I want to keep it short because this is only the introduction into the new Aneng AN870 auto range digital precision multimeter, 90,999 counts, 2 MRs, RNCV, ohmmeter, AC/DC voltage, unmeter transistor tester. Yes, why they can't keep it short, the name of the multimeter, but I don't want to complain because I got it for free. I don't pay the $42.99. Banggood contacted me and asked me, oh, do you want something free for review? We like your channel. Even I only have about 590 subscribers, so please subscribe so I get more subscribers and I can do more videos. So I got this for free. I don't pay for it. They send it to me for a review, and that's what I want to do today. It arrived already in the usual black envelope thing. So what will we do today? Today is unboxing time. Oh, I always wanted to make a mailbag. Unboxing time, and I use cutter knife. In the black envelope you got the usual package you got from China. It's out. Hope the light is not too bad. And by the way, I'm using my new old camera, the Panasonic HTC SD9. It comes in the plastic Ziploc. Too bad they don't have a nice outline, good looking box. Sometimes I like boxes. And yeah, it doesn't smell. Okay, it has its own smell, but not so strong than the pouches from the Aneng AN8008 or AN8002. You open, comes with the temperature probe, the bag of yeah, this is the same you got for the AN8008, and the test leads, and they looks a little bit bigger. They looks bigger than the AN8008 test leads. For this I have to test the quality later in the next video with the short circuit, with the just sending it to 5 amps and see which voltage the cables drop. You see in another video, I think this is the best way to check the quality of the cables. So this go away. And the meter itself, and the user manual. Well, it starts with English here. Maybe I have too much light. Before I have the problem I don't have enough light. Now I have too much light, but don't worry, I'm working on it. Table of contents. Oh, everything looks like English. Yes, the whole book is in English. That's unusual. Just go through it. Clean the product. Oh, I don't want to clean it. This one is a 99% auto range digital. It's battery powered with 2 MRs. LCD display. Well, and they also make the failure. The LCD, the D is display. No need to display again. And the backlight. Safety information to avoid possible electrical shock, fire, or personal injury. Please read all safety informations. I can just give you the safety information. I didn't open it yet, but I will open. I don't think it is good to use it with 1000 volt. For me, the Aneng multimeters are great little, this is not the little one, multimeters that do a good job, but you should not use it on mains voltage, or you should not use it in industrial uses. And industrial users always have the money to buy the fancy ones from Fluke or Metra Hit. Their money doesn't matter. For me as a hobbyist, money matters, and I'm not willing to pay hundreds of euro for a multimeter, but I also don't want crap. I have some of the crap meters because that was like you have to build it yourself, and things you can build yourself I always like, and this was about 10 bucks, but in parts, so I like it. But this is, the rest of this is crap, to be honest. So here I don't trust the ratings. Yeah, they don't have any listing things or testing things on it. Looks stable. go through it, and I want to keep it short, so I'll hurry a little bit through it. Measurement, do not measure at voltage that exceeds extremes as indicated in the specifications. Do not touch high voltage circuit during measurements. That's a good advice. You should really not touch any main voltage. Maybe in US with 110 it's not so dangerous. Then in Europe with 220 or in China with 220. Do not measure current that exceeds extremes as indicated. Yeah, use the 20 amp terminal in the mode when you are measuring an unknown current. Oh, that's also good advice. It is not bad that they tell you starting in the high range before you go to the low range. So if you don't know how much amps is flowing, don't try it in the milliamp range or the microamp range. Start at the 20 amp range. That is more safe. So at the first look, the manual is not bad, and it's a real manual. Don't know who translated it. At the first glance, it doesn't look like translated with Google Translate. Okay, it looks a little bit better. So replace the fuses. Yeah, the fuses we have a look soon. I'm not sure if I should switch it on first or take it apart first. Display LCD, yeah, auto manual ABS, 3 times second update rate. I think that is slow or normal in this price. Ture, yeah, that's true. They have problems to write it. It's true, not Ture. Miss Sandra from Banggood, if you read this or if you watch it, I write it also wrong now. Make sure that you change your manual. If you find Ture, it's Ture RMS. They don't backlight. Backlight is something my UNI-T UT61E doesn't have. Low battery indication. Oh wow, this is part in specifications. Auto power off. Yes, mechanical 319. Looks good. 1.5 volt double A batteries. I bring the batteries from downstairs. That is from the kids' toys. I hope these are charged. Not sure. Warranty 1 year. Wow, Chinese give warranty. Operating temperatures, store temperatures, accuracy. I think that is also the same than my Aneng, my UNI-T. In the volt range, it's 0.05% plus 3 digits. Also the AC voltage is 0.3. Of course, it's higher. Current is 0.5. Oh, and someone else also have to change the manual manually? Did I really go through every manual and change it? This really looks like someone was using a marker and changed the manual. So, why not? Capacitance is plus minus 2%, plus 5 digits. Frequency, duty cycle, temperature, it is temperature measurement. Diode continuity, it has an NCV. I think that is something I screwed up at the Aneng B01 I have also bought for free. So the AN8008 RMS. Compared from the size, let me get out the UNI-T one. I think here they copy a little bit the design of the UNI-T, but you get a bigger screen and you get the backlight. That is something I miss really on the UNI-T, my best multimeter I'm owning. And I have the European version, so it has the HRC fuses, not the little fuses inside. So this one is not bad. This from the specs, it's the same. From the look, the size, also the same. Material, they just always do this very rigid. And can you remove the outer thing? Yeah, you have to. Otherwise you cannot go through any screw. How to get it out? That's the comment. Yeah, this plastic doesn't look great at all. And the color from my camera is not the best, I think. So, caution to prevent damage or injury, install quick acting fuses with amp volt ratings shown in the manual. The serial number, I have no idea if this is a real serial number or they just printed some numbers, but you see don't any like UL listing or TÜV or something, so don't trust the rating for how to say, don't trust the ratings in it. Okay, so remove the screws. You start with the battery holder, but nice battery compartment, and to change the fuses you have to totally open. You don't get access to the battery, to the fuses down the battery case. That is also something in the expensive fluke meters. You can just open one screw and you have the batteries and you have the fuses. You don't need to open the whole device. And here's a magnet on the screwdriver. I see it in Louis Rossmann's videos when he repaired MacBooks, and I thought, oh, so easy solution. Don't lose the screws. Why I don't do it? And I was looking in my apartment from broken hard drives or something that has little strong magnets. Find 2 or 3 of it. Okay, the screwdriver is too small for it. Get the next one out. Even not the best, to be honest. So, and when you finish, and you need to screwdriver for something else, screwdriver is magnetic, you can just get the magnet out, put it somewhere, and you have all the screws together. Here, put it there. So, now I do it. I didn't turn it on before opening. Doesn't matter. So, opening. It has an indent. No, something goes out here. So it was a little bit inside the case, so there is a little bit glass protection, not much. There's a little hole. I think it's for the buzzer. It has a buzzer, okay? Inside it doesn't look so great. It's not much on the board, not many components on this side, but they have HRC fuses. No rating on the fuses, not brand for the fuses, but doesn't look bad. I don't probe them to check if they have sand filled fuses, but from the outside it looks like HRCs, and also a good size, not the mini ones you find in the AN8008. So input protection, I can't see any, only one PTC here. So Dave Jones won't be very impressed. But what I say in the beginning, I only using these meters, or the only purpose I use for these meters is the low voltage stuff at home. Not even at home. I don't measure in the mains things at home. No need to for it. So for low voltage stuff, for hobby stuff, that is even enough. But you have, looks like this comes from the okay, this comes from the common pin and goes up to 2 resistors. I think this is Mac ohm resistors, 2 of it. So this is a little bit for the higher voltage protection. And they don't use 1 resistor, they use U, so you don't have the high voltage cannot jump over, but you don't have any isolation slots or something. And also at this one, it looks also like the red 5 Mac here. Oh no, this is in divider, 99 ohm and 1 ohm, and 5 Mac to 5 Mac. So I think this will go to the positive terminal. Maybe it's not very clear to see without turning around. The main chip is a plop chip on board, and then some epoxy over it. I don't like this, but I know it's necessary for the cheap price. Little chip here. Oh, maybe I should use the zoom now. Finally I can use the zoom on the camera. So for next thing we do the super zoom. If I find the, we are zoomed in now, and here is the 20 amp HRC fuse for input protection for the 20 amp range with tin plated copper traces. Here I forgot the tin plating. Then down here is the shunt for the amp range. It's an 0.01 ohm resistance. And then where to go next? Let's go around the HRC fuse for the 250 milliamp rating. Let me see if we can see it. 200 milliamp rating. Then there is something looks like an Sina diode, 6.8 volt. Then go up, we find I think the only real part of input protection is this one PTC, and these two transistors in a configuration Dave Jones explained in one of his videos, and I forgot the name of it. Then we see the voltage source, the thing that generates a precision voltage. It's the ICL 8069. Maybe we can see it on the chip itself. I think that is, now I'm coming too close. This camera can, it can't focus on it. I try to hold it. Okay, go back. Next is the EEPROM 24C02. Maybe here they storage the calibration data. I don't have any ideas why they need an EEPROM. EEPROM. Then we see the plop, the clop, whatever, a chip on board with an epoxy, black epoxy plop over it. And you still see the pinout for a normal chip here. I like normal chips better, of course. You can read what it is, maybe if they don't scrap it off. And this is a way to make it much cheaper. You don't need the packaging chips. You just glue a chip on it and then bond the wires from the chip to the board. So this way it's very cheap to produce cheap products. We have a buzzer here, generate a tone, a 4 megahertz crystal. The connectors looks like goes to the display here. Then some resistors. Oh, that's fun. They give a name R35 and they write no NC, no connected, not present. Here also, nice silk screen, R36 or R37, maybe they was not sure. 0 ohms. So that is nice, the silk screen that have the values printed on. I always like it on the Chinese kits that you don't need any manual, that you just walk in the parts, because you have the R1, 10 ohm, something. That is something I like. So here we have the connectors to the backlight. Soldering quality here is not the best. There's a little solder plop there. Maybe, yeah. I like the zoom thing. Should not start doing this. Cleaning up. Oh, no, it's there. I think I got it. Or not. Doesn't matter. So here we have one capacitor and more resistors. I think this is also depends on the input, because they are the precision resistors. And here also R32 1K, R13 1 meg, R21 100K, R7 10K, C13 27 nano. The signal is very nice. Soldering quality, except this one here looks not bad for me. So that is going around. Already 4 minutes. I do it really too long. I should pause now and get the board out. I want to see the other side. So here now we have the front side of the board. I won't zoom in more because it really doesn't have any components here. Only the contacts for the switches or for the buttons, and the contacts for the range switch. Looks like gold plated, so not bad. Here's the doubled traces for the 20 amp range. You see on the first side or on the back side, this is front side, back side, you already see the wear stitches around it. So yeah, they have the effort to put two-sided traces for the 20 amp range. The input ports or the input connectors, it's just a standard sheet, how to say, flat sheet metal, just rounded with this, with a little slot here, so it will make contact to your test leads, like this, come in later. So when you plug in, you see the metal just bend a little bit outside. It's easy to insert and easy to get out, but still make good contact. There are better ways, but keep in mind, this is not an expensive meter, this is a cheap meter with good specs, so it's okay. What else? I'll just put this away. This you don't need. The case inside, it has the wipers for the range switch, the rubber dome things for the switches, the zebra stripe for the display, and I will try to take everything apart to take a nice picture for the video, the intro, the thumbnail, but not more. I won't show you every part, so I pause now. I like a remote. So I already prepared the amp range, the amp measurement. The Aneng is set to milliamp. The plug is in the common and the milliamp plug. And on the UNI-T I measured the voltage drop over the meter. I just want to show you this because if you are measuring amps, there's a different, if you use amp or the milliamp settings, we have also the both terminals here. The amp terminal we already know goes over the 0.01 ohm resistor, and the milliamp range I don't know which resistor it used for, I didn't check it out on the board, which resistor it used as a shunt. A shunt is the place in the meter that can measure the amp or that can convert amps, also the amps you put into something, to a voltage that the electronic can measure. It can't measure the amps directly, it will always measure a voltage drop over a resistor. And you see here we have a voltage drop about 270 millivolt. And together with the 94 milliamp, you will know the resistance is very high. I could get out some paper and measure and write down, but I don't want. I really need to keep the video short. So if I plug it into the amp setting here, the 20 amp range, we have also to switch, of course, the range switch, because now the reading here in milliamp range is wrong. And we see we're still having 93, 94 milliamps, but we have much less voltage drop. I think I can already switch it to the millivolt range here. We have only 6.3 millivolt voltage drop. 6.3, and I don't care about the amp message now. Compare with 7.7. Oh, I have to change it. Compared to 270 millivolt, that is 20 times higher than in the amp range. So the amp range is not so precise in the milliamp or the microamp range, but has lower resistance. So you don't put much more resistance to your device under test. So if you don't need a very precise measurement of the milliamp of the amps, use this range, plug it back, because you didn't add a high resistance to your device under test. To compare, I do the same with the Aneng. Just switch off the power source, put this to voltage measurement, put this to milliamp, go here on milliamp, but I'm not sure if I broke the, I think I broke the fuse in the UNI-T. No. The UNI-T you also read 93 milliamp. Here I have to switch to volt. And here we measure 821 millivolts. So the UNI-T in milliamp range has even a higher resistance than the Aneng. Next thing is to check the amp range on the UNI-T. And on the UNI-T we also measure 93 milliamp, and with the leading zero here and the point here, to be honest, for me the UNI-T is a little bit better readable than the Aneng. And let's check the voltage drop in this range, also 7.6 milliamp, so I guess this has also 0.01 ohm shunt resistor inside. So what else to show you? Just make a pause, I have to think about what I want to show you. So I'm back again. I bring also in the UT61E from UNI-T, my best meter I own. I don't have any expensive gear, to be honest. It's hobby, and I'm not willing to pay hundreds of euro for a Fluke or Sigland or whatever. So the UNI-T 61E is my best meter, and then here we have the Aneng 870. One difference is that this is a 22,000 count multimeter, and this is a 19,990 count multimeter. So I try to show you later in the video where's the difference between the counts. And then when we switch on, the UNI-T also changes between AC and DC automatic. You only need to change volt or millivolt. At the UNI-T, at the Aneng, you have to choose between volt AC and volt DC. Second difference, you see the Aneng has much larger numbers and doesn't show the zero, the leading zero, just shows the point, because the first digit is can only display 1. Here the first digit can display 0, so it looks a little bit nicer but smaller. And the UNI-T has the bar graph display underneath, the Aneng doesn't have. So we should feed in some volt. For this I built a cable, only one side attached to the power supply. I only have one plug, and each cable has the same length, so it's totally fair. Every meter gets the same. If you think about it, all have the same resistance. So we need to plug in one in COM, one in volt, and I'm using a high quality plugs, so it is a fair comparison. It makes good contact to the meter. So what do they display? 0.9925, 0.9928, and a little bit moving, but that's okay. I think both meters showing quite well. Guessing that this is very precise, or this is very precise. I'm not sure what is closer to the real. I set the output to the power source to 0.99 volt. So let me see. 1.5, and check what happened. Now you see both have the same, not the same value, but the same numbers of counts, because this Aneng can display a 1 in front. So, and the UNI-T also 1.5064, 1.5069, still very close. So next I go somewhere to 1.99. Update speed. I think the UNI-T settles up a little bit earlier, while the Aneng is a little bit slower. Not go over 2. So yes, 1 point. Just need to go back. Enough. So I know that part is boring. Don't cut it out. So 1.9 something. Come on. Yeah, 1.9109, 1.9116, and you see also here the Aneng is a little bit slower than the UNI-T. The UNI-T is a little bit faster. So now we go over 2. We go to 2.15, just for fun. So here you see the Aneng has to switch the range already. it can, because it can at the first digit, it cannot show a 2, it can only show 1. So we lost 1 digit here, while the UNI-T can display 2. So here still we have 2.1622, 2.162, 1 digit is missing. So if we go over 2.2, like 2.3, like here, you see the UNI-T also has to sacrifice 1 digit because it cannot show a 3 at the second position. It only can show 22000, something like this. So what else can we test at the voltage range? I think that is, yeah, we just check 10. 10, oh wait, this has to be changed. By the way, I'm using my Ruding self-built battery powered power supply because this has no fan then. And when I switch on my bench power supply, we will always have the fan noise. And I think my room is already noisy enough. We're outside with the birds, maybe you can hear them. So we have 10 volt on the power supply and it shows 10.034, 10.039. That is okay. Next thing to test, the amp range. And for this I think about it, I will show you something, but I have to pause first, I need something. Next thing to check is the continuity mode. I won't go through all the things. And continue mode, you have to switch. Normally you use a yellow switch, but I mess up the colors when putting it together again. So I need to press the gray one, not the red, the orange one. So I'm in Continuity. Ich bin jetzt im Durchgangsprüfungsmodus. Dankeschön. Yeah, okay, that should be enough. Not the best, but it works. So, what else should I show you? NCV, no. Backlight, it has backlight. That is something I really miss on the UNI-T. Backlight. Okay, I can see it's on. I need to switch off my lights. I have too many lights. Yeah, you can slightly see there is a backlight. Not very impressed. Maybe I can change the color. So, that was the backlight. What else? Hertz? No, don't need to test it. Always the same amp. We already play around with it. Temperature. Yeah, it has a temperature probe. One of those. And the other test leads, I already tested this leads. I have 5 bags of it now from the UNI-T, from my Aneng AN8008, and don't like them. The material here is very thin, but they are a good source for crocodile clips. So the leads itself, or the probes itself, it's rubbery material, doesn't feel bad. So it has the protection sleeves. Should keep it on, otherwise I'll lose them again. And it comes with the nice case, not the nice bag. So put it in the bag. Oh, my daughter awake. So I think for today I don't have to fast it now, the end now. I have enough material, and yeah, maybe I shouldn't do another video with testing the leads. I just want to compare them with the Aneng AN8008 leads probes. So see what is better. Manual, we don't need a manual. These things we also don't need, go there. So another meter in my collection of cheap meters. What should I say about the Aneng 870? For the price, it's really not bad. It's about $43, $30, 30 euro. It's totally okay for the price. You get 19,999 counts. So then Aneng, they make this nice Aneng 8008 that is precise. That's very nice in size. Also the probes here coming all down have the nice size, and it's still my favorite meter from them. That's why I bought 4 of it. For next time when I have to do some rear measurement, I have then 4 of it, so I can measure input voltage, input amps, input output voltage and amps. So this is still my favorite one. Oh, I need to check the time. Okay, still enough time. And yeah, from the Aneng ones, this is my favorite one. And if you want to spend a little bit more, I think it's about 60 euro. Double the price of the Aneng 870. I have to get it back. It's the UNI-T UT61E. So if I want a bigger meter with a little bit more counts, or I just want a bigger meter, I would choose the UNI-T UT61E. And if you really want to have a cheaper one with more range and a backlight, you don't have it on the UNI-T, the 870 is good. Let me see if I play around a little bit. Now it looks like, okay, we are at something like Star Wars, or this is an... Oh. Maybe I should use this as a starting picture. Okay, now I'm getting a little bit... need to play around. So the Aneng Army, I still have the BO1 and the 802 is downstairs in the office. So if I have to measure something there, I can measure something there. Oh, do I put batteries in all of that middle? Yeah. Oh. Now all of them are on, and now my light is shining here a little bit weird. Okay. I should stop this. Maybe I should use this part. It's crazy bekloppt. That's why I put the yellow here. They have yellow here, and they have range, select. It's only okay. At the end of the video, I just want to tell you my thoughts about it and what I would recommend for you. But I'm a salesman. I'm selling computers all the day, and I'm someone who won't say, okay, this meter or this laptop, I have my same, buy it, it's a good one. I always want that my customer doesn't come back to complain. I want they come back to buy another thing, to buy another computer maybe, or 4 years later they come and say, okay, you sold me a good computer 4 years ago, you can sell me another one. So, and I try to bring it to this point here also. And that is why I choose the UNI-T UT61E to compare the AN8070 and the Aneng 8008. I know that I don't pay hundreds of euro for these meters. I'm not expecting a very high quality one. I'm not expecting fancy functions, or that it is very fast update rate, or that it is 100% reliable, something like this. And so for 60 euro, I think I paid 70 here when I buy this. It was a good buy, and I like it. Also the Aneng 870, I would say for about 30 euro now, it's a very good one. You get 19,999 counts, so spec-wise it's very good. And then we have the 8008. And if I'm selling laptops, I have sometimes laptops in a special price point, where I say, okay, you guys get your best value for money. Like at the moment an i3, 8 gig and 256 gigabyte SSD. This we are selling about 450, 500 bucks now. And at this moment, this is the best you can get for the money. And even you don't have a lot of memory, you have a fast booting, so that is a good deal. And for me, the Aneng 8008, for its price, sometimes it's in sale on Banggood. I pay 15 euro when I buy 3 of it. No, I don't get it for 15 together, but I pay 45 euro for 3 of this nice meter, and that was a very good deal. And even for 20 euro or 18 euro, this is the best you can get. That is my opinion. The Aneng 8008 for about 20 euro is the best deal you can get. If you can get this for 25 to 30, also very good. And always keep in mind, I won't use any of those meters at mains voltage. At my time at the army, we have had meter hit, and I was doing something with the radios, and there was parts that has more than 100 volt. Or I was also involved in, when we do something at the building, so I have to measure 220 volt, and it could happen that you forget the amps and you measure voltage, you know what happened. And there it's very good when you have a good meter with good input protection, with good blast protection. But those meters are more expensive. You can get, on Banggood I see a Fluke 17B, it's a 3.5 or 3.25 meter. It's about 120 bucks. Of course it has better input protection, and it is maybe the better meter, but you have to pay more for it. It's like, again, like my laptops. We have one for, also like, if you want to pay more, if my customers want to spend more, we have, at the moment, we have a gaming laptop from Acer Predator. It's about 1,400 euro. It has an i7 HQ 7700, 16 gigabyte of RAM, 256 gigabyte M2 SSD, 1 terabyte hard drive, full HD, 17-inch IPS display, very good cooling thing, and GTX 1060. And this machine is very fast and very good, but you pay 1,500 euro for it. And if you don't need these things, don't buy it. If you want an office computer, buy the one for 400, buy the one for 500. It's not bad, but it's not the same. So I sometimes have customers who want pay 400 bucks, but they want the specs of 1,000 euro machine has. So that doesn't work. Okay, see you next time.